Hey everyone, today we're diving into another terrifying case.
Every parent, in an attempt to protect and keep their child safe, tries to explain that trusting strangers can be dangerous. They emphasize that you shouldn't talk to strangers, follow them somewhere, and under no circumstances should you ever get into a stranger's car. Having these conversations is crucial, just like explaining the reasons behind these precautions and the potential consequences of ignoring them. The story of an American high school student named Abigail Hernandez serves as a powerful lesson, illustrating what can happen when you're careless and too trusting of a stranger who, at first glance, seems to offer a helping hand during a tough situation. All Abigail did was hope that a kind guy would give her a ride home, but instead, she ended up in the lair of a real monster.
Hey, welcome to this deep dive. My name is Aaron.
And I am Ashley.
You know that warning about strangers? It's something most of us heard growing up, right?
Definitely don't talk to strangers, don't get in the car.
Exactly. But the story we're about to unpack, well, it takes that fear and makes it chillingly real. We're looking at the disappearance of 14-year-old Abigail Hernandez.
This was back in early October 2013 in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Yeah, terrible timing, too. It was right before her fall break, and actually just before she was about to turn 15.
And from everything we know, Abby was, well, just a really vibrant kid. Bright, active, popular at school.
Yeah, lots of interests, sports, art, photography, languages even.
And she really loved the outdoors club, camping, hiking. She was apparently pretty into wilderness survival skills, too.
Sounds like a capable young woman. She was close with her older sister, Sarah, and had a boyfriend, Jimmy.
Right, just a normal, well-adjusted teenager, basically.
So the day she disappeared, that was October 9th, 2013. Abby was walking home from school.
And she'd made this decision that morning to wear these new hiking boots, kind of break them in,
Right, so she decided not to take the bus home because of the boots.
Just a small choice, really, but it changes everything. It's kind of scary how that happens.
It really is. So Abby doesn't get home by 5:00. Her mom, Xenia, starts to get worried, tries calling.
Phone's off. Straight to voicemail.
Yeah. And that worry turns pretty quickly into panic. Xenia and Sarah, they go straight to the police station. Report her missing.
And the response was pretty immediate. Police, volunteers, the community, everyone started searching right away.
It shows how something like this just rocks a whole town, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But initially, nothing. No leads at all.
Yeah, no known enemies, no big fights or conflicts anyone know about. They talked to her boyfriend, Jimmy, of course.
Right, one of the first things they do. But he cooperated fully, and his alibi was solid.
Totally checked out. School, sports practice, rehearsals, even a family birthday party later. Multiple people confirmed his whole schedule.
So yeah, he was quickly ruled out.
Which just left this huge question mark. It's like she just vanished.
And for weeks, almost, well, a month and a half, nothing. The investigation stalled.
Until her mom, Xenia, finds this letter in the mailbox.
The letter.
This just added a whole new layer of confusion and, frankly, weirdness to it all.
Totally. It was supposedly from Abby. Said she was okay, healthy, safe. Asking for forgiveness.
Said she loved her mom and Sarah, but couldn't say where she was. And then that really strange line, dreams come true.
So cryptic. And handwriting analysis confirmed it was Abby's handwriting.
Which immediately made people think, okay, maybe she ran away. Was she pregnant? Maybe. That was the main theory for a bit.
Her family just wasn't buying it. Not at all. Sarah was adamant Abby would have told her something like that. They were super close.
And Jimmy confirmed, that they weren't sexually active. Plus all her stuff, her clothes, her money, it was all still at home. That doesn't really scream runaway.
Exactly. So with all these inconsistencies, the FBI got involved. They classified it as an abduction.
They figured the letter was written under duress, coerced. And sadly, they were right. The guy who took her, he was living really close by the whole time. It's chilling. And actually, if you find these kinds of deep dives into the darker side of things compelling, you might also want to check out the stories we explore over on Dead Quiet Crime Podcast. It's available wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, and what's really disturbing here is that the police had actually been to the kidnapper's place multiple times before she was found for something else entirely.
And they searched his trailer, but somehow missed where she was actually being held. It's hard to fathom.
It really makes you question things. So let's talk about him, Nathaniel Kibbe.
Born July 15th, 1980, from the same town as Abby.
And his past. Well, it's pretty troubling. Known as a bully back in school, apparently kept a list of people he didn't like.
Yikes. Reports of aggression, cruelty. He was involved in a gang. had this fascination with guns.
Yeah, and a record to go with it. Assault, illegal gun possession, petty theft, multiple run-ins with the law.
But often got pretty lenient sentences, it seems.
That's a pattern you sometimes see, unfortunately. He went to the same high school as Abby, but he was way older, 18 years older. They wouldn't have known each other from school.
Right. And after high school, there was this period where it looked like he might be straighting out, had a job, people seemed to think okay of him.
But that didn't stick. He quit, moved into this trailer park. Neighbors started describing him as, strange, aggressive even.
And in 2011, he was living with a young runaway girl. Again, no legal consequences for him.
Which is already a huge red flag.
Right.
Then, even worse, spring 2013, just months before Abby disappeared, he apparently tried to kidnap another girl, 15 years old, at a bus stop.
And wasn't prosecuted.
Yeah.
Even with the victim and witnesses.
Nope, not prosecuted. It feels like there were just multiple missed chances to intervene before he escalated to kidnapping Abby. It's really frustrating to look back on.
Definitely. So, okay, back to October 9th, 2013. Abby's walking home. Those boots are killing her feet.
Yeah, really hurting. And then this old pickup truck pulls up. Nathaniel Kibbe offers her a ride.
She says no at first, like she was taught.
But he persists, sees her limping, offers to help with her blister, Just seems like a nice guy offering help.
Exploiting that moment of vulnerability, that pain she was in.
Exactly. A classic predator tactic. Seem helpful, non-threatening.
So, after hesitating, she gets in.
Hmm.
Probably thinking, what's the harm? He seems okay.
He makes small talk on the drive, builds up a little trust, but then he pulls into this dark hardware store parking lot, says he needs to make a quick stop.
Abby gets nervous, says, you know what, I could just walk from here.
And that's the moment it switches. He grabs her, pulls a gun, threatens to kill her if she screams or fights.
Terrifying. He ties her hands and feet with zip ties, puts a baseball cap over her eyes so she can't see.
And when she tries to peek, he just loses it, uses a stun gun on her again and again until she passes out.
Just brutal. She wakes up, and she's in this small, windowless shipping container, hidden there in the trailer park.
He uses duct tape, a motorcycle helmet, more restraints, and then the assaults begin. Horrific sexual assaults almost daily.
Plus the psychological torture. Threatening her family, but then also dangling this hope of release if she behaved well.
It's just unimaginable. But Abby, even in that shock and terror, she makes this conscious decision.
To survive.
Yeah. To try and connect with him emotionally. Try to maybe make him see her as a person, hoping he'd eventually let her go.
That takes incredible strength.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable bravery and resilience.
Absolutely. Especially dealing with someone so unpredictable. 1 minute, this sort of twisted tenderness, the next just brutal abuse. And the container was soundproof, total isolation.
After about a month, he starts bringing her into the trailer sometimes. Lets her shower, watch TV.
And that's when they see the news reports about the search for her, still ongoing.
Which gives Kibbe the idea for the letter, the one her mom received.
Right. Make everyone think she ran away. Stop the search. Pure manipulation.
And Abby tried, didn't she? Tried to put little clues in the letters.
She did. But Kibbe was watching closely. He caught on and the punishments were severe. So eventually, she just had to write exactly what he told her to avoid his rage.
Just awful. Then, about 6 months in, things shift again. He starts trusting her more, in this really twisted way.
Yeah, he involves her in his counterfeit money scheme, making fake bills.
Which meant she had a bit more freedom inside the trailer, at least. But he always called himself Master, never used his real name.
Until one day, she sees it, written in a book or something, Nathaniel Kibbe.
And she takes this huge risk, calls him Nathaniel.
And he just confirms it, casually, like it's nothing, chilling.
Meanwhile, the police had actually been to the trailer more than once.
Yeah, because he was cooperating on a separate case, an illegal firearm thing. They searched the trailer thoroughly.
But not the container. They never checked the shipping container outside.
Unbelievable. He just ended up getting a fine for the firearm charge. She was right there.
So close. The thing that finally broke the case, it started in July 2014. Kibbe meets this woman, Lorraine, at a bar.
Takes her back to his trailer. When she leaves, he gives her some cash. Counterfeit $50 bills.
Bad move. She figures it out the next day, gets angry, calls him.
And tells him she reported the fake money to the police. Says they're probably getting another search warrant for his place.
And that seems to be the trigger, that unrelated crime.
Exactly. Suddenly, Kibbe knows the police might be coming back, and this time maybe they'd search more thoroughly.
So July 20th, 2014. Completely out of the blue, he gives Abby her stuff back. ties her hands, puts her in the car, covers her face again.
Drives her out to some deserted road, stops the car, unties her.
Tells her to get out, don't go to the police, and just drives off. Leaves her there.
Can you even imagine that moment? After 9 months, just sudden freedom on a dark road? The disbelief, the fear.
She must have been completely disoriented, but she starts walking. Hours later, she sees a landmark she recognizes, realizes she's near home.
And the home surveillance camera catches her walking up to the door. Her mom, Xenia, opens it.
Oh, the reunion. Just absolute shock and overwhelming emotion. Has to be.
No doubt. But initially, Abby sticks to the lie. Still terrified of Kibby's threats. Tells her mom, tells the police she doesn't know who took her.
Understandable, really. After everything she'd been through. The trauma, the fear of him coming after her or her family.
Absolutely. But eventually, she confides in her mom. Tells her the truth.
And her mom convinces her. You have to tell the police. He needs to be stopped.
Such a brave thing for both of them, supporting each other like that.
So July 27th, 2014, Abby gives the police his name. Nathaniel Kibbe.
And they arrest him the very next day. He doesn't resist, but denies everything.
But the search this time. They find the container, and the evidence inside is just overwhelming. Her hair, blood, sweat, broken fingernails.
Yeah.
Proof she was held there. Undeniable.
Even so, his lawyer actually tried for bail, which was shockingly approved, though with a restraining order, thankfully.
Wow. The trial starts December 2014, wraps up May 2016. Kibbe ends up taking a plea deal, probably to avoid an even longer sentence if convicted by a jury.
Which was likely, given the evidence. The deal ensures he's convicted and serves significant time.
He got 90 years. Possibility of parole after 45.
A long time.
Yeah.
And during the sentencing, the victim impact statements, Abby's was incredible.
Yeah. She actually said she forgave him. That the whole ordeal somehow taught her to appreciate life more. Just, wow.
Incredible resilience. Her mom expressed, her hatred for Kibbe, but mostly immense gratitude for getting Abby back.
It's stories like Abby's. They really hit home. Remind you about vigilance, but also about just how strong people can be. Resilience is amazing. Thank you for taking this deep dive with us. If you want to explore more stories and discussions like this, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're always digging into new cases and topics.
What's really fascinating, or maybe deeply troubling, here is just how many things seem to align to let this happen. Kibbe's history getting overlooked, the initial investigation going down the wrong path for a while.
Right. And the police being so close without finding her. It feels like a perfect storm of missed signals and bad luck.
It really does. And it just highlights how these seemingly small chance encounters, like Abby accepting that ride because her feet hurt, can completely derail a life, her strength and her family's hope. It's just extraordinary.
Truly is.
So a final thought for you, the listener. Considering everything we've talked about today, what part of the story sticks with you the most? And maybe what does it suggest about how we think about safety and the potential dangers that might be hidden right there in our communities?